Let's say we were building an application that took one date and worked out the difference between that date and another date. Let's say it was your birthday. Well, normally this would be really complicated to do. You could do it without DateTime, but it would be very, very complicated. There would be a lot of code. Luckily, with the DateTime, this gives us a really easy way to look at differences between two DateTime objects. So I'm starting out with a DateTime object, which represents the current date and time as we know. And now what I want to do is I want to create a variable called myBirthday, which is a new DateTime. And I want to go ahead and set the date and time here. So to do this very simply on one line, I can just say new DateTime. Let's imagine this is coming from a form. So we're going to go ahead and set the date like this. So it's 1989, November, and it's the 16th. And then I'm going to set the time, which we don't have to do, but since the default date time defaults to the current time, I'm just going to say, well, I was born at 10 o'clock, which in fact I was. So now that we have this, we can just do a quick var dump just to make sure that we're working with the correct date and time here. So let's go over to the browser and you can see we've got 1989, November the 16th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Great. Okay, so now we need to find the difference between this and this. How on earth do we do this? Well, let's say time until birthday. So I want to know how long it is until my birthday. I'm going to say date, diff, which makes sense, difference. And then I'm just going to pass in the other date time instance, my birthday. So let's do a var dump now on time until birthday and see what we get here. So let's go over, and this looks a bit odd. We've got another object back. This is a date interval, which makes sense. And you can see here that we've got lots of different properties here that we can actually access. So you can see here we've got things like days, which is the exact amount of days until my birthday. So 9,769 days, which of course doesn't make sense at the moment because what I really should be doing here is saying that my birthday is coming up this year. So I can either go ahead and say 2016, and that will give me 92 days. So it is actually 92 days until my birthday. Or what I can go ahead and do is set this in another way that we've learned about. Really depends. So I could even say something like this. So I could get rid of this. I could say new date time and into here past 16 of November, like so. And there we go. So that works in exactly the same way. The reason this works is this is our human readable type date. We can pass this in and then we just go ahead and set the time from that. So it works in exactly the same way. Again, like I said, this is really flexible. So we know that I've got 92 days until my birthday. We've also got the amount of years here, the amount of months, days, hours, etc. Now, what these are the kind of steps it takes to get to my birthday. So it's 3 months, no days, 23 hours, I is minutes, 47 minutes, and 24 seconds. So we can just mess around with this. Let's just say that my birthday was on the 18th. We would expect the amount of days to jump to 2 because today is the 15th. So we would go 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and then it would give you the amount of hours as well. So this is how we access these. To obviously get these, we just say something like D. So this will be the current date like that, 2. Or we can just say something like days. This will give us the amount of days. But how would we actually go and put this into some kind of useful format? Well, to do that, we can use the format method that we've already learned about. So we're going to say echo time until birthday format. And now what we can do is something slightly different. So we can say %m, which is the amount of months, then D, days, and then H, hours. So what this will do is it will automatically pick up on the properties that we saw just a minute ago, and it will go ahead and it will give me something like the following. So if I was truly counting down to my birthday, I know that it's 3 months, 2 days, and 23 hours away. Obviously, if my birthday was correct, in this case, it's 3 months, 0 days, and 23 hours. So pretty cool stuff. With this, again, it's very flexible. You can either format this or you can go ahead and grab any of the properties that we've seen from that object that we get returned when we use the diff method.